Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, ZONE6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.
Break it down. Give me 5 people you're ready to fight right now.
Timothy Bradley, Paulie, Floyd Mayweather, Devin Alexander, and whoever the fans want to see.
Listen, I told you give them something visual, so you went ahead and made your own YouTube-based TV show. It's an array of IPAs and fighters on the road. Got a question? Put them in your comment section right below. Barbershop talk while you're sitting in your living room. Pacquiao, Mayweather, and we can't forget the brews. Coming to you live with the scoops like a ladle. Allow me to introduce the boxing round table.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, ZONE6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing.
All right, y'all. Of course, hold on 1 second. All right, man. Yeah. We off in this thing. It's your boy ZONE6 coming at you with another video. Live in HD. No pad or pencil, straight off the temple. All right, and this is going to be a conversation about a boxing rundown. And we're just going to hit some of the obvious news in boxing and within the community as well, too, because they're one and the same. We got content creators, we got the media, we got boxing writers, and we have people who are just hardcore, moderate, and big fans of boxing, and we got boxing news. So let's go ahead and lay a particular topic to rest today real quick. This is the finality on the Lomachenko versus Devin Haney perspective. One thing I look at for me, and this is just for me, is I get a pulse on the community and what's going on within the streets to kind of get a logical and reasonable assessment and or gauge on a perspective, right? And I'm going to start by saying this. Blood boxing is a major channel and a major player in this game. 78 Sports TV is a major player and a major content creator in this game. Boxing Beats and Rhymes is a major player and a major guy in this game, content creators. The Boxing Librarian is a major contributor and content creator to this game. And when I look at, they happen to be in a line with a particular subject matter, I just, in my mind, think that let's lay something down first. Let's lay it down, a foundation down first. I'm not saying you got to be like anybody. Be your own man. Be your own woman. Do what it is that you want to do because you're grown. This is not an attempt to jockey or curry for favor amongst any of these examples that I may give or any of these reference points that I may refer to. This is just simply my observation on the community as it pertains to boxing. And as a person who creates content and who has been here for a few years now, I want to cook on what I have observed. Okay? When I see Boxing Beats and Rhymes say he believe Haney won a fight, 78 say Haney won a fight, Blood says Haney won a fight. Now we got people retracting their statements that initially said Lomo won the fight. That has nothing to do with 78 Blood Beats. It has something to do with the collective whole in the mindset of the community, in the thought process on scoring these fights. And those guys are not in cahoots with each other. They're different entities with strong separate opinions. We all can agree with that. And when they happen to align on a particular subject matter, to me, I often say that's a possibility that they might be right. That I may, if I disagree with that, I might have to look at a different angle or a different perspective. Now, you know this to be true because there's a lot of people recanting their statements about Lomachenko. I don't see or I haven't heard anybody recant their statement about Devin Haney. Now, maybe it's because if you pick Devin Haney and you chose Devin Haney, the outcome and the facts support your support for Devin Haney. So there's no need to, I guess, come off of your position, right? Because you have the high ground. Why relinquish that? But I have heard a lot of people say that Lomachenko, at the rescoring or a second look at the fight, they're recanting their statements. Rightfully so. I'm not saying have pride, but I question, how did you get yourself in that position in the first place? What were you looking at in the first place? How did you come to arrive that this was a robbery? Now, I've been on panels and I've been listening carefully, and I still ain't heard no one give a logical excuse outside of that. It's just my opinion, and I'm going to stamp and stomp on that. Now, I did hear Wayne Talk, which is one of my partners. Wayne Talk did give a good assessment of it. Shout out to Wayne Talk. Shout out to ZONE6. ZONE6 gave a real grown man perspective on it, and it's a solid one. It doesn't feel like it's bogus. But as a person who purchased the actual pay-per-view, I have to start there, no offense. How many of you saw the fight in high quality? How many of you saw the fight in real time? How many of you watched the fight with absolute, unadulterated concentration as a boxing fan? Were you drunk? Were you high? Were you having sex? Were you eating? Did you have to go boo-boo? Did you have to go pee-pee several times? Were you looking at it because you were in your emotional bag? Were you just going for Lomachenko and that's all you was going to do regardless of what the outcome was going to be outside of a knockout? I have to ask that question. And I have to comb through that. How did you find yourself so engaged in the robbery concept that you now have to look at the fight 3 to 6 goddamn times and post 18 videos to get clarity on a fight that you watched and claimed to be a connoisseur of boxing? How do we get to this point? Now, I mentioned Blood and I mentioned 78 and I mentioned Beats because these two guys are well versed in boxing, but as well as content creating for boxing. Those are two different things. And the reason I mention those guys is because their credibility with the production, content creating, swagger, charisma, and knowledge of the boxing makes those three guys overall credible in the boxing content creating game on both sides, whether it's historical in nature, whether it's the visuals, whether it's theme music, whether it's an intro, and whether it's just generally supporting the community. Those guys, once are aligned, I try to figure out how would anyone who is a boxing fan, not to suggest that you got to bow down to them, and not saying this is the holy trinity of boxing. It can be anybody else. We can switch it up. It can be me, the boxing librarian, and boxingologists. When I keep seeing people aligned that may not necessarily be conversating with each other on a regular, that just seems like an anomaly to me. At some point, there are some disagreements. If we throw Deontay Wilder, AJ in here, there would be a disagreement amongst a lot of us, right? But when I see major content creators coming together to agree, Boxing Librarian, myself, and a lot of others, I question those who would say different. This is just my perspective now. Because some things make sense and some things simply don't. I just don't see how we get a holy trinity of alignment with three major content creators, including another wave of three that I can speak to. How do we get to a point to where you're rewatching the Lomachenko fight 6, 7, 8 times to confirm what you believe were true from the first? See, so it makes me believe that a lot of you guys are disingenuous. And you wonder why sometimes I take breaks, because these are the things that I pay attention to closely. And see, if you're going to be disingenuous and you don't believe in concessions, none of the sort, and you don't believe in being fair and just, if this is an unjust place, I tend to say, well, let me just remove myself and excuse myself from the table. But I'm here to bring back enforcement, though. So I won't be moving away from the table. I'm going to slap down injustice within the boxing community. Fakers, pretenders, doppelgangers, swagger jackers, biters, and bullshitters. Because I want to understand something, and I'm going to get to the answer. And I'm going to book you, and I'm going to find you, and I'm going to make it make sense, and I'm going to trap you, and I'm going to body bag you and toe tag you, whether in a one-on-one debate or whether it's just generally speaking. How do you find yourself having to watch the fight 16 goddamn times to confirm some shit that you put on wax? I call bullshit. Fuck nigga shit and fuck bitch shit. That's what I call it. Get off your fucking high horse. Stop the dumb shit. Because one thing I heard 78 say, and I gotta give him props for this. He said, some of you guys are trying to get likes and views and all that kind of shit. But remember, you got to come back to the community after you step down and stomp down on that shit. Now, if you genuinely believe Lomachenko was robbed, I'm cool with that. If you don't agree with that sentiment, I respect it. But see, now this is where I come in at. Moving Blood 78 and Beats to the side, right? Let's say, we don't got to listen to them. I respect it. But they're in alignment. To me, that's an anomaly, and that's something to pay attention to. But let's move them to the side. Because you don't want to listen to them. So now you got to deal with me. So since you believe, if you believe that Lomachenko is this fighter that was robbed, that was wronged, that means the next fight that he has from this point on, he has absolutely value within his status. Has absolute value. Because in your mind, he hasn't lost. And in your mind, he should be undisputed. So I want to make this clear now. If Lomachenko books a fight, if Lomachenko books a fight with Tank Davis, right? And he wins, okay? You're on a good roll. If Lomachenko books a fight with Shakur Stevenson and he wins, all is right. Just keep winning. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. And I'm not gonna let you forget this one, because I'm gonna stamp it and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fuck with you. You know I will. If you are in the belief that Lomachenko was robbed and that he should be undisputed right now, I respect that. I am not going to criticize you for that at all. But when he makes the fight with Tank, if he makes the Tank fight or a Kambosa fight, and one of these guys whoop his ass next, or going into this fight next, I want all praise to be to Lomachenko. I don't want to hear any excuses if Lomo fight Tank. I don't want to hear he's coming off a loss. I want to hear this is the controversial, robbed, all-time great Lomachenko if he books a fight with his next opponent. So if you are in the belief that Lomachenko was robbed, please keep the same energy. That's all I'm asking. Please keep the same fucking energy. So you ain't got to worry about the other channels that are not in alignment with you. I align with you. Now, I believe Devin Haney whooped his ass 7-5. I believe that Lomachenko didn't do enough to usurp the fucking king of the division. If you're going to challenge somebody, I need to see you bend some things, move some furniture around. Show me that he ain't supposed to be the champ. And it's not like Devin Haney sat there and did nothing. Devin Haney came out and was the most aggressive version of himself that we can see. What does that version of him materialize into in other fights or that for Lomachenko? I don't know. Specifically talking about the fight that happened last week for undisputed supremacy at lightweight. Is the division now cleaned out? Absolutely fucking not. There's more fights to be had. Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson, Pitbull Cruz. There's more fights to be had. I still like Rivera. Okay, Keyshawn Davis is making his way up the rankings. There's a lot more work to be done at lightweight. Outside of just them two. Let's move forward. But if you are in the belief that Lomachenko is all that in which you describe, just hold that same fucking energy. Because I don't want the credit to be lost as a Tank fan. Because I want all the credit for Tank. I'm pissed off that Devin Haney beat him first, to be quite honest with you. I want Tank to hurry the fuck up and make some moves. Ryan Garcia ain't enough for me. Tank need to fight Devin Haney now. This fucking year. See, that's my guy. And that's the kind of standard I have for my guy. I don't give a damn if you think Lomachenko won or not. I'm thinking Tank gonna whoop his ass. Period. I don't give a fuck if you thought Devin Haney won or not. I think Tank gonna whoop his ass. I don't give a fuck if you think Shakur Stevenson is the new hot guy. Tank gonna whoop his ass. That's what I'm saying. So you can stomp down, bitch, moan, and cry and complain. I don't give a fuck about neither one of them because my guy is Tank. I want that clear. And he's stopping all them son of a bitches. Your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. That's what I'm saying. But if you find yourself watching the fucking video of this weekend's fight 20, 26, 27, 30 times, you was disingenuous with yourself. What kind of nigga tell lies to self? Now you guys got to stop this shit. But if you are truly in the belief that that is the case for Lomachenko, I'm fucking with you. Because when it's time for Tank to fight him, or Shakur Stevenson, or somebody else, I'm going to pose this question again. Do we consider Lomachenko credible and highly valued going into his next fight? That's all I'm going to ask you. See, we ain't got to talk about it all for 3 weeks and 6 months. That shit over with for me. So that's my final thoughts. And that's just my observation on blood, 78, and beats being in alignment. That's just my thought process on that. Now, we got Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Slated for July the 29th. That's less than or around about 8 weeks. Now, I was in the belief that the fight would not happen. I'm still in the belief that the fight ain't gonna happen until I see these guys in the ring. Because I've seen fighters be ready to fight and then all of a sudden they ain't ready to fight. So the way I got the word is one of my partners, he called me and said, shout out to Big Hill, one of my Navy boys. He said, hey man, they just announced on ESPN that now we announced on ESPN that the Earl Spence fight and the Terrence Crawford fight should be happening, should be taking place. I said, all right. So he sent me the article, sent me the information, and then I posted it, and then I looked. So it's tentative, right? But my thing is this. I'm not going to believe it until I see them two guys damn near at the ring walk process. Because you never know what could break down. You never know what could happen. Anything can happen with these two guys. Now, at first thoughts, I got Crawford whooping his ass. Just to let you know off the top, I got him stopping Earl Spence in 10. And I'm finna talk about something about that fight. It's not about who's ducking who in that conversation. See, this Lomo and Haney thing ain't over. You're just going to monkey branch to this Earl Spence and Crawford fight in 8 weeks. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, as we get closer, A lot of people gonna change their mind about this Earl Spence. What's gonna happen is people are going to start to look at Earl Spence a lot more carefully. They're going to start to say, I got Crawford by split decision. Then it's going to go to Crawford by unanimous decision. Then the stoppage predictions are going to pick up. Right? Because in all actuality, in all reality, you guys can say what you want to say. You can put as much cap on this shit if you want to. We know Terrence Crawford ain't shit to fuck with. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, Terrence Crawford is a mean motherfucker. You guys can pretend like that ain't the case. And you guys can bring all the Earl Spence nuances into the equation and act like he's such a robot and nothing he has done has affected him. You can pretend all you want to. You can play like it all you want to. You can have your prediction all you want to right now. But I want you guys to know this. There will be no excuses. Listen what I'm telling you. There will be no excuses for Earl Spence. This Lomo and Haney shit ain't gonna fly. Let's go on and chop it up, just like the Mayweather-Pacquiao thing. It took too long, and we just said, whatever them two idiots do, we gonna accept. So I'm declaring that everybody, you got 8 weeks, make your pick. And we drawing a line in the sand. This is a no excuses, undisputed fucking fight. Let's get it right this time. No excuses. I want everybody to let your nuts or your tits hang. No excuses. I'll say it again. No excuses for neither one of these guys. Not for Crawford, not for Spence. And if Spence is victorious, he'll have my respect. He go down in the books as an undisputed welterweight. But I'm telling you that I think Crawford is going to stop him. And I don't want this fuck shit all of a sudden when Spence win. I don't want to hear he had to overcome hell and high waters. So therefore that makes his victory over Crawford even more grand. I don't want to hear that shit. And when Crawford wins, I don't want to hear the testimony of Earl Spence and how it was bad for him and how it was hard and how he had to come back and how it was tough. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. When Crawford go in here and stop this dude, I don't want to hear about his teeth, his car wreck, his layoffs, none of that shit at all, ever. Terrence Crawford wins this undisputed match after chasing these PBC motherfuckers around. I'm going to put Crawford in a different stratosphere. Pound for pound, number one first, which he could still be for some. And I'm going to start looking at him as an ATG. That'd be 2 undisputed runs at 140 and 147. And 147 was full of divas. If this man get in here after beating Kell Brook, beating Sean Porter, beating Jeff Horn, Kovalowskis, Avanesian, and Earl Spence, and maybe we get a defense against maybe Thurman. We already know Boots turned down the fight, but maybe we revisit that. Or maybe he just go up and try Charlo. That's a whole different conversation, whole different animal. We're not trying to count our chickens before they hatch, so we'll just breathe for a minute. I don't want any excuses like we got now. I don't want any excuses. I don't want to hear anything about anything that Earl Spence could possibly have done wrong after the results. If the results don't fall in Spence's lap. I don't want to hear that shit. The post-fight interviews, I don't want to hear, oh, no, Crawford stopped his ass. Earl Spence ain't what you thought he was. Move the fuck on. Now, of course, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can still make all the excuses you want to. I'm just trying to tell you, I don't want to hear this shit. You motherfuckers got freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want to do. You guys are grown adults, content creators. You might be shits and giggles, bullshit. I don't know. I don't care. But I'm letting you know with me, I'm drawing the line in the sand. And I'm not going to have additional conversations about excuses with anybody that's capping. That's why I'm calling for it now. The fight may or may not happen. But 8 weeks out, I want to give everybody the psychological heads up, the social heads up of what's at stake here. There's been too much shit talking. Get your ass on one side of the fence or you can straddle the fence. I don't care. Play it safe if you like. But I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't believe this is a 50-50 fight. I believe this is a 7-30 fight. I believe that Earl Spence has lost value. I believe that the excuses will be used. And I think really the value is in Crawford extracting the undisputed title at 147, not in Earl Spence. I believe the value is in the undisputed championship itself, not Earl Spence. I'm just being honest with you. He's not going to find value in it unless he defends against maybe Boots and maybe Keith Thurman or in a combination of both, because Earl Spence won't bring value to him at all as an opponent. There's just going to be an excuse. I'm not going to be interested in listening, but there's going to be excuses because you guys doing it with Lomachenko and Haney. I can tell right now that when it comes to fights of these magnitudes, you guys can't handle this shit. You guys are still complaining about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So I know you can't handle fights of this magnitude. Now, I'm glad that these two guys are black, so we don't have any racial distractions within it. I'm glad and proud of that. All right? So, speaking of racism and racist comments, let's talk about Paulo Malignaggi. First off, Paulo Malignaggi is not someone that you look up to or look at for any type of wisdom, swag, social commentary, or and knowledge about life and or race relations or in politics or in economics. He's just not the guy that you pay any valuable attention to. Paulo Malignaggi has always been a bitch ass nigga to me. See, I know how to spot him. Now, I'm on record for saying that Earl Spence is also a bitch ass nigga. And I want that to be clear because I got my reasons why he's a bitch ass nigga. I can see a bitch ass nigga from a mile away. A tough guy coming to the division, now you're not the tough guy. But when you was coming up, you was the tough guy. See, I don't like flaky shit like that. So back to Paulie. Who gives a fuck what Paulie believes? But you know what we could do right quick? Let's look up some shit that I want to show to you guys about Paulie. Let's talk about Paulie real quick. Let's see something. I want to find something out. Paulo Malignaggi. Let's look at some. Let's look at this together, y'all. Let's look at this together. Now, I want to talk about Paulie. Now, let's talk about these hands. See, this is why niggas need their ass beat on a consistent basis. That's why I like boxing, because you get to legally assault motherfuckers that's talking that shit. So let's do it like this. Let's get right here. So now this is a guy who's talking about the white man and this and that and all that kind of shit. Okay? All right. We're going to get to that in a minute. But let's look at you in life. So since you're so racially profound and sound and logical, and you're the Nostradamus and the scholar on race relations, Paulo Malignaggi, let's look at some things. And while you're not credible to speak to shit about nothing. You got your ass beat quite a bit. Quite a bit. So you are less than a man to me. Your opinion is worthless to me. You can't fucking fight. I don't give a fuck what blessings you got to get in boxing. You can't fight. And I know for a fact, I don't need no coach. I will whoop your ass. I would gladly take a fight with you. I would beat the shit out of Paulie Malignaggi. He's just one of those guys. I don't give a fuck about him being a professional boxer. Niggas get blessed all the time. He just was concentrating. He dropped out of high school and focused on boxing. Fuck that mean? There's plenty of niggas that I know that can throw hands. They just didn't make it. We all know guys like that. Doesn't mean because this guy made it, he's somebody special, because he suck at what he does. I know plenty of people who were in the military with me and they had shitty evaluations. Point blank period. I know plenty of people who went to high school with me, they got shitty grades and they barely graduated. We all know people like that. We know people on the workforce that barely make good markings. So just because you there doesn't mean that you're good. So fuck what Paulie Malignaggi talking about, and fuck his career. He's a nobody. He'll never make the Hall of Fame, and that's what he got an issue about. He won't make the Hall of Fame. So let's look at it. Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is Puerto Rican. You got your ass whooped by Miguel Cotto. Ricky Hatton is a white guy. You got your ass whooped by Ricky Hatton. You got stopped. Juan Diaz is Hispanic. You got your ass whooped. Amir Khan is Arabic. You got your ass whooped. Stopped. Adrian Broner is a black guy that gave you all kind of fits socially about your girl and your woman, and he took your girl and this kind of shit and all that. And a lot of people thought that was distasteful for Broner to do, right? But now look how the chickens come home to roost. That's why I never had a problem with Adrian Broner shitting on Paulie Malignaggi, because Paulie Malignaggi has always been a fuck nigga. He's been a fuck nigga, and it's in his bloodline, and I can look in his bitch ass eyes and tell that he ain't nothing but a pussy. This is a nigga who cry after every fucking fight. And you niggas listening to that fuck nigga? Man, please. You get your ass stopped by another black nigga, Sean Porter. So when Sean Porter stopped your ass, was that us just wanting to see a white guy lose? Huh? When Sean Porter stopped your ass in 4 rounds, you pussy nigga, was it us just wanting to see your bitch ass lose, or did Sean Porter just beat the shit out of you, pussy? Let's keep on cooking on this fucking racist son of a bitch. Tony Garcia, Puerto Rican. When he stopped your bitch ass and you started to cry after the fight, was that us niggas wanting to see you just fucking want to lose, you pussy ass nigga? What the fuck us black folks got to do with Puerto Rican business whooping on your Italian ass? What? Let's take Puerto Ricans and blacks out of it. Let's go ahead and let's go to Sam fucking Eggington. When Sam stopped your bitch ass, when this Euro white boy stopped your ass, was that us just wanting to see the white man lose? When Ricky Hatton whooped your ass, was that us just wanting to see the white man lose? You idiot. You fucking idiot. Man, probably one of them pussy niggas that he ain't gonna never make it in life. Boxing was his highlight. He got some clout from it. He was on his way to possibly be a good journalist and spectator of boxing, but he just run his mouth too much. This pussy nigga didn't even graduate from high school. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, why this shit be important. This shit be important, man. If a nigga can't commit to, let me explain this. Nigga, how you not finish high school? Nigga, the fucking girls alone will make a nigga get up every day and put on some clothes to go to high school. You at the age where that shit matters. How the fuck you drop out of high school? That's where everybody at. If you drop out of high school, where the fuck are you at when all the people your age are in school, you idiot? Man, these guys got to start getting some type of formal education because their assessment, these boxers' assessments on life is all the way fucked up. Parliamentary, you pussy ass nigga. Keep that shit in yourself. You dumb nigga. Go get a fucking GED. You white dumb nigga. How about that? Since we want to see the white man lose, you dumb white bitch. Why don't you go get a GED then? Impress us with that fuck nigga. Since everybody want to see the fucking white man lose. I hate that shit. Don't ever tell nobody what the fuck we want to see the white man lose for. What the fuck we look like. Nigga, who the fuck you think we is? Sitting around this bitch like we just hoping that we fucking see a white man. You got us fucked up, nigga. Fuck out of here. Nobody scared of no goddamn white man and what the fuck he got to do around here. I don't get down with that shit. And you niggas around here harassing blood based on his opinion and shit like that. See, I'm different from everybody else on here with this racism shit. This is why I don't like to talk to it or talk about it, right? I'm not finna get on here and I'm not finna laptop revolutionary you niggas. Because I like niggas like that dead. And I'm not finna say that no more. I'm gonna leave it at that. I like niggas like that dead. I'm gonna be real with you. And you can take that how you want to. You can put it, say it to somebody, email it, say it's cap, whatever. I like niggas like that in the dirt. Because they bad for society. And all you niggas out there, let me make sure this is clear. I ain't none of these other niggas on here that's playing about black power. I'm not finna bring that shit to your front door. If you white, I respect you. If you're a female, I respect you. If you're black, I respect you. If you're African American, I respect you. If you're from the UK, I respect you. If you're from Africa, I respect you. If you're Latino, I respect you. But I'm gonna let you know right now, don't you ever bring that shit to my front door on my channel, because I'll blow your shit back out the back door. And that is a promise. I don't play with that shit. I ain't one of these channels that gonna allow all that. I allow everybody to speak their piece because I'm a guy who defended the Constitution for your freedom of speech. That's real talk. I love to hear people speak their opinion. That's why I'm here. But don't ever try me or disrespect me with that fuck nigga shit. And I'm gonna say this too, and I'm tired of this shit. This is an elephant in the room. I usually don't get on here and say this because I usually let Blood and 78 and Beats and Lady Shan and all the black people handle their business. But I'm going to say this today. And I'm going to say this to all the white people. And I'm going to say this to all the Latino people. And I want this shared and I want it to be heard. Y'all not going to get on here and keep disrespecting my fucking people. I'm going to tell you one more time. You're not going to continuously get on here and disrespect my people. And I mean that. And I ain't talking through the internet because I'm a real person that do real life shit. I don't know about everybody else, and I'm not speaking for nobody else. You're not going to keep getting on here bringing that shit to this boxing platform. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to look for you and seek you out because enough of this shit. I'm tired of this shit, man. Blood can't speak his opinion because somebody calling the man names, and this man has done much for the community. Sydney has done much for the community. I get it. You guys don't like what the LDBC does, but you know what? If you niggas knew your history, the reason that was created is because of shit like this. And I want you guys to stop with that fuck shit. Fucking with... It's different from the LDBC if you fucking with them niggas trying to split their potato on some competitive shit. See, everything I'm doing is in fun and good nature and competition. Don't come on here thinking because I said that Tyson Fury whooped Deontay Wilder's ass, and I'm pissed off at Deontay Wilder for putting that black person African shit on it, because he's African American, I'm black. It's a difference. Don't get it twisted like I'm caping or I'm a coon or some of these other shit you niggas talking about. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. So we not gonna keep letting you niggas disrespect my people. I ain't got to unify with nobody. I ain't got to be friends with nobody. I'm telling you right now. Now they can be extreme if they want to. They can do. I don't give a fuck if it's a double standard. I don't give a fuck. With all the shit that has happened in this nation historically, you think I give a fuck about a double standard? Fuck Paula Malignaggi and fuck any nigga on here that think somehow white supremacy is something supreme. Because I ain't met a nigga yet that's superior to me in life at shit. White, black, Latino, or Hispanic. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And Paula Malignaggi, your bitch ass, you a whole hoe out here. I don't want to hear shit from you ever again in life until you at least get your fucking high school diploma, you stupid son of a bitch. And that go for Tio Lopez, daddy, mama, grandma, his pussy ass too. Ain't no black and brown coalition at all. There's respect and there's disrespect. Draw the line in the fucking sand. You mind your business, I mind your business. We can compete and have a good time and fellowship, or we can go to war. But here's the problem. Don't go to war if your money ain't right. And don't go to war if you ain't willing to go all the way out for this shit. That ain't nothing to play with. For all you civilian ass motherfuckers out here that's talking and typing from a keyboard. Don't let nobody fuck you off your square with that racism shit. Don't let nobody fuck you out of an opportunity about that racism shit. This man, Paul Malignaggi, got his ass beat by more diversity than the Rainbow Coalition. And this nigga talking about people want to see the white man lose. You don't have to be a whole idiot to confide and believe in that shit that this nigga talking about. He didn't even graduate from fucking high school. The fuck is we talking about? He don't get no respect from me. And this my first and last time addressing racism on this shit, period. I ain't never done it before, but this is an exclusive. I'm competitive. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to be. If I fuck with BFT boxing, it has nothing to do with because he black. If I fuck with Hyplo, it has nothing to do because Hyplo's Hispanic and multiracial. If I fuck with the boxing librarian, it's because I want to compete, learn, and push myself to. It has nothing to do with him being fucking white. No one gives a fuck about none of that shit. Hold your own nuts and become a fucking man and stop hiding behind pussy shit like racism. When you was fucking a real fighter and you got your ass whooped at every turn. You're nobody, Paula Malignaggi. The fuck is you talking about? I'll leave you guys there with that bitch ass nigga. So don't confuse me with hating on Spence and racism. I just don't like Spence because I think he's a bitch ass nigga. I think Paula Malignaggi is a bitch ass nigga too. But that's what it is. I'm not picking Haney because I hate Lomachenko because he white and from the Ukraine. He beat Nicholas Walters. And I was like, damn, he splattered my boy up. I like Lomachenko whooping Gary Russell's ass because I hate Gary Russell too. See, I'm an equal opportunist. See, I like Lomachenko. I concede that, man, my guy Deontay Wilder got splattered by Tyson Fury, man. I don't like that shit. I want us to get our get back. I can't say nothing, though. Well, he won. What the fuck? I ain't gonna make no excuses. That's just real talk. Canelo be whooping ass. I don't care if he's Latino or from Mexico. Fuck with him. When he win, he win. You don't fuck if he beating up white guys or black guys or none of that shit. So we'll put a pin in the racism talk. I think the point is well taken at this point. That's my perspective. And I leave you guys with the rest of that shit. Sort the rest of these bodies out. I'm leaving. I'm going off on that topic. So, upcoming debate. Men smoke. Get the smoke. I got Jack Johnson. Get the smoke, got Rocky Marciano. We're debating on Saturday at 3 p.m. PST time. California time or Pacific Standard Time. East Coast, that'll be 6 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Zone 6 boxing versus Get This Smoke. Me and Get This Smoke are friends. We won't be cussing each other out. This is going to be me thrashing his ass through education and through knowledge. I'm going to represent Jack Johnson well because I want you guys to hear the presentation that I got. He don't stand a chance with Rocky Marciano. Jack Johnson is going to smash him. I'm going to do you guys justice, and I'm going to lift this undisputed title crown up because Smoke got a belt, I got two. So this is for undisputed debate supremacy. Jack Johnson is going to watch this guy. And if you can hear the sound of my voice and you plan on tuning in so you can understand the points, go start researching both of the guys in their position. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to keep cooking. Let me see who this is.
Break it down. Give me 5 people you ready to fight right now.
All right, guys, I got to make a move. Got some maintenance for this spot that I got to take care of. Want to say this, man. I love all y'all. I respect all y'all. I wish you good fortune in life. Stay off that bullshit. Don't let nobody make you sacrifice your footing for a kill stroke for content. Shout out to Get This Smoke. I fuck with everybody. This your boy ZONE6. And I'm out.
Allow me to introduce the boxing round table. Yeah.
Rollo Jenkins, boxologist, Zone 6, Dre, BT Pound, 78 Fight News, Blood Boxing, Blood Fists, Boxing Beats and Rhymes, Female Boxing Fan, Carter J, Pull Counter, Joker Boxing, D Styles, the whole YTBC.